Hi, this is lesson 9.1 and 9.2 in the Go Math book. Relate tenths, hundreds, and decimals. Okay, so doing decimals is very similar to doing fractions, but fractions with denominator 10 or 100. For example, if we have the fraction 2 over 10, we will get a unit. We will divide it into 10 sections and we will shade 2 of those sections, right? And we will call this 2/10. Now, hopefully you remember the place value chart that we have ones, tens, hundreds, and so on. Well, to the left side, we have a little space here that we're gonna fill up with a decimal point. And then after a decimal, we have the tenths and the hundreds. So let me explain. The tens column goes because we have a unit that we divide into 10 spaces. And if we take 2 of them, we say that this is 2/10. So we'll place a 2 in the 10th column. We don't have any ones, we don't have any whole numbers, and then in between, don't forget to put your decimal point. So we'll read this 2/10. Let's do another example. Let's say we have the fraction 5 over 10. We'll read it 5/10. Well, remember that 5/10 because we're going to put this number in the tenths column. So we'll place the 5 right here. We don't have any hundreds, don't worry about it. Now, what do we do before? In this little space, we have to place our decimal point. And then do we have any holes? No, so we'll just fill it up with 0. So 0.5 will be equal to 5/10. So this is how you do it in fraction. And this is how it looks in decimal. Both ways we say it 5/10. What happens when we have a fraction with denominator 100? There are 100 divisions in here, so our denominator is going to be 100. And how many squares are shaded? Well, each line is 10, so 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I have 23 over 100, and I call it 23 hundredths. Well, in a place value chart, I have 2/10 and 3/100, right? Well, we fill it up with the decimal point right before it, and I have 0 holes. So I call it 23 hundredths. You give it the name of the column where you end the number. So this is 23 hundredths. Let's do another example. How about we have 20 hundredths? So I'm going to do 20 over 100. This is my fraction form. How do I do it in decimal? Well, I have hundreds, so my number has to end in the hundreds column, and I have to have 20 of them. So what do? I put a 20 that ends in the hundreds column. Then don't forget to put your decimal point and your 0 because we don't have any ones. So 20 hundredths equals 0.20 or 20 hundredths. So as you can see, turning fractions into decimals is pretty easy. Let's say 7/10 will be 0.7, 7/10. 96 over 100 will be 96 hundredths or 0.96. What happens if you have a mixed number? Let's say 2 and 15 hundredths. Well, you know you have your fraction, your decimal part will be 0.15. Do we have any holes? Yes, you have 2 holes, so that's going to be the number that goes in the ones. So 2 and 15 hundredths will be 2 and, remember decimal point is n, 2 and 15 hundredths. Now for homework, I would like you to change these fractions into its decimal form and be ready to say the names. I'll see you next time. Bye.